Okay, so I'm going to walk you guys through how to create your own home automation app using Tasker and Voxcommando. So we're going to go ahead and get started by going to the Scenes section in Tasker. We're going to hit the plus button in the bottom right hand corner, and we're going to create the side menus first. So we're going to start with left menu, and then hit the check mark. And then we want to make sure that this menu goes from top to bottom. So we're going to go ahead and use the finger icon in the bottom left hand corner and select resize. And then we're going to make sure that it goes from top to bottom. And then hit the back button in the bottom left corner. And then hit the magnifying glass. And then we're going to hit the plus icon in the center of the screen at the bottom. And we're going to select image. We're going to go ahead and name it background. And I highly recommend renaming all your actions. Makes it much easier to keep track of them. And then we're going to hit the tile icon across from image. We're going to select local media. And then we're going to select the background that we want to use. And then we're going to go over to stroke. And we're going to set the direction to left. And we're going to set the length to 10. Go ahead and hit the plus button at the bottom center of the screen, and we're going to add a destroy scene action. And as you can see, it's going to destroy the left menu, which is the one that we're making right now. Then go ahead and hit the back button in the top left corner, and then we're going to resize our image so it's a little easier to click on. And then hit the back button, and then go ahead and long press on the image and hit set as background. And then hit the back button in the top left corner. And then we're going to long press on the scene, and we're going to hit clone, and we're going to rename it right menu. And then we're going to go ahead and go in there, into the right menu, and we're going to long press on it, and we're going to hit edit. And then we're going to go to stroke, and we're going to change the direction to right. And then we're going to also go into the destroy scene action, and we're going to change it to right menu. And then we're going to hit the back button in the top left corner until we get back to the main Tasker screen. And then we're going to create a new scene, and we're going to call this one top menu. And hit the check mark. And then we want this one to go from left to right all the way across the screen. And then of course we don't need it nearly as tall, so we're going to make it a little smaller so we have just enough room for our app tiles to fit. And then go ahead and hit the back button and hit the magnifying glass in the bottom right hand corner. And we're going to hit the plus button and add image again. We're also going to name this one background. And then we're going to select image. We're going to use local media. And in my case, I'm going to use the same background for all my side menus. So then we're going to go over to stroke, and we're going to set direction as up. And we're going to set length to 10 again. And then we're going to add a destroy scene action. We want to make sure it's set to top menu, and then hit the back button in the top left corner. And then we're going to long press the image and hit set as background. And then hit the top left back button again. And we're going to select top menu and long press and hit clone, and we're going to rename it bottom menu. And hit the check mark. And then we're going to go in and edit by long pressing and hit edit. And then we're going to go to stroke, and we're going to set our direction is down, and go into destroy scene and change it over to bottom menu. Hit the top left back button again until we're back out to the main screen of Tasker. And now we're going to create the main menu for the app. So let's go ahead and hit the plus button in the bottom right. We're going to call this one remote. And let's go ahead and stretch it out to cover the entire screen, and then use the hand in the bottom left to make sure we get to the full size. Hit the back button, and then press the magnifying glass in the bottom right, and select the plus button and select image. We're going to name this one background as well. Then we're going to select image, and go ahead and add the image that you want to use for your background. And then we're going to go to stroke. We're going to leave direction to any, and we're going to set length to 10. And And then we're going to add an action of show scene. We're going to do left menu. We're going to set it to overlay blocking. We want it to be all the way to the left and all the way to the top. We're going to uncheck show exit button. We're going to add an if statement, and we're going to use stroke stroke underscore dir with a capital right. Then go ahead and select the tasker back button. We're going to add another show scene, and we're going to select left or right menu, sorry. We're going to do overlay blocking, and we're going to set it all the way to the right and all the way to the top. We're going to uncheck show exit button. We're going to add an if statement, and we're going to use stroke underscore dir again. And we're going to set it to left with a capital L. Now we can go ahead and hit the tasker back button. We're going to add another show scene. We're going to do top menu. We're going to do overlay blocking again. And we want to set all the way to the top. We're going to uncheck show exit button. And then we're going to add an if statement. Again, stroke underscore dir. And then we're going to do down with a capital D. Go ahead and hit the tasker back button again. And we're going to add one more scene. We're going to do show scene again. We're going to select bottom menu, overlay blocking. We want it all the way, we want it in the center and all the way to the bottom. We're going to do uncheck show exit button, add an if statement. Again, stroke underscore dir. We're going to do up with a capital U. And then go ahead and hit the tasker back button. And hit the tasker back button again. Now we're going to long press on the image, and we're going to hit set as background. And then we're going to hit the three little dots in the top right hand corner menu. We're going to select properties. We're going to select key. And we're going to put the word back. And then we're going to add an event. And we're going to do destroy scene. And then go ahead and hit the back button again, tasker back button again. And now we should be back out to the main menu. And we're going to go over to task. We're going to add a new task. We're going to call it remote. And then we're going to add destroy or show scene. And we want to show the remote screen. We want to do a dialogue as our display. And we'll leave it set as center and center. You can do any type of animation you'd like to use. I usually just go with system. We're going to leave show exit button for the time being, and everything else should be good. Go ahead and hit the tasker back button, and then hit the play button in the bottom left hand corner. So now if I swipe right, my left menu will show up. I can swipe left on the menu, on the side menu, and it'll go away. Swipe down and the top menu comes down. I can slide it up. Slide right and you can see the little X disappeared. I can swipe it back in, and I can swipe up and the bottom menu shows up, and swipe it down and it disappears. Okay, now we can go ahead and hit the back button and make sure it'll destroy the scene. And now that we know it works, we'll go back into show scene, and we'll go ahead and uncheck show exit button. And now we're going to hit the tasker back button and hit the tasker back button again, and jump over to scenes, select remote. We're going to long press and select edit. We're going to go over to stroke. We're going to add destroy scene. We're going to set our scene to left menu. We're going to add 3 different if statements, and they're all going to use stroke underscore dir. Make sure we set our and to or. Again, and to or, and stroke underscore dir. we're going to go ahead and we're going to set our first value to left, set our second value to up, and our last value to down. And remember, put all these as a capital letter at the beginning. And go ahead and hit the tasker back button. We're going to add another destroy scene. And we're going to select right menu. We're going to add 3 if statements again. And go ahead and set the ands to or. And what we're doing now is this is going to make it so we don't end up with all 4 side menus open at the same time. And we're going to set the first one to right, up, and down. Then go ahead and hit the tasker back button. We're going to add another destroy scene. And we're going to select bottom menu, 3 if statements again, set the ands to or, and again stroke underscore dir. I'm going to do down with a capital D, right with a capital R, and left with a capital L. And hit the tasker back button and add one more destroy scene. We're going to do top menu, add 3 if statements, ands to or, we're going to do up with a capital U, right with a capital R, and left with a capital L. Go ahead and hit the tasker back button. Tasker back button again. Now I'm going to change my background just so it's easier to see what's going on. So now when I go in and launch the remote, you can see the scene shows up, and then when I swipe the opposite direction, the other one opens and closes the previous. And this way, we never get all 4 scenes open at the same time. Now we're going to go ahead and back out. We're going to go ahead and we're going to hit the back button and go back over to scenes. Go into remote, long press, edit, go to long tap. This is something I added on mine that really works well. We're going to do system lock. And what this will do is it'll turn your screen off for you. And then go ahead and hit the tasker back button. And here it says that it needs administrator privileges. So if you're not okay with that, click no. Otherwise, go ahead and click OK. And then this is just letting you know that it's going to set it as an administrative privilege. Click activate. And then read through the warning and click OK. Hit the tasker back button. And hit the tasker back button again. Now we're going to go to the menu in the top right corner. We're going to select properties, key, and we're going to add a destroy scene. And we're going to have it destroy all of our side menus. So we're going to go ahead and do bottom menu. And then add another destroy scene. Left menu. Another destroy scene. And we're going to do right menu. And one more destroy scene. And select top menu. And then hit tasker back button. Tasker back button again. And tasker back button again. We're going to go over to task, we're going to go into remote, and we're going to hit the play button. And now I've got a side menu open with the app open, so when I hit the back button, it should destroy them both. So that should do it. Thanks for watching part 1. Hope you enjoyed.